Hi, this is Erin. Welcome. So shake it out a little bit. Just add some movement to your practice and find your way to the top of your mat. On an in-breath, reach your arms up overhead, pressing palms together, heart lifts. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold, letting your head go down last. And throughout this practice, add movement that helps you to open. On the in-breath, come halfway, gaze up. As you exhale, plant hands to the mat, step, hop, or walk back into your plank pose. Drop knees to the mat far apart and press your way back into a child's pose. And take any variation of child's pose that feels good to you today. Really bringing the breath into the back of your heart, feeling the expansion of the inhalation, allowing the hips to sink a little bit deeper on the exhalation. Just notice as you begin to melt into your practice, your mind begins to focus on the breath. Come forward into a tabletop position and begin to flow through some cat and cow positions. And again, add any additional movement that helps you to open, just warming up the spine, expanding and contracting, coordinating breath with movement. So soften around the muscles of the eyes and the mouth and the jaw here. Just really begin to feel your yoga. Coming through a neutral position, press your way into downward facing dog. And as we warm up the body, pedal out the heels, stretching across the calves and the hamstrings. You can bend the knees deeply, really feeling the length in the spine, pressing hip creases back. And on your next in-breath, step, hop, or walk to the top of the mat. Come halfway and take your gaze up. Big breath in, and as you exhale, fold, letting the head go. Again, add movement if it helps you to open here, pressing into the feet, lead with the heart, come all the way up, palms pressed together at the top, gaze up, and exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach arms up overhead, heart lifts. As you exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. On your in-breath, come halfway, gaze up. Plant hands down to the mat and make your way into a plank pose, feeling your strength here. Drop knees to the mat, make your way back into a child's pose, really settling and sinking into your practice, just melting heart here. Forehead rests on the ground. Feel free to add a little movement in the head, rocking side to side or swaying hips. And really feel your breath here. Feel the slowing of the breath as you find a little stillness. On the in-breath, drop forward into a tabletop position and once again flow through some cat and cow postures or add any additional movement from tabletop that helps you to open, swaying hips, rotating ribs. Creating long inhalations and even longer exhalations. As you continue to warm up the body and open up the body with your breath, with the movement. And on your next exhalation, curl toes under, press your way back into downward facing dog. And keep your ears in line with your arms here. Take a big step forward, coming halfway, taking your gaze up. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold, releasing the head. Pressing into the feet, lead with the heart, come all the way up to standing, palms pressed together at the top. And as you exhale, hands come down through heart center. Take a big open step, taking up the length of your mat. Heels come in, toes come out in this goddess position with hands resting down on the thighs, add any swaying, rocking, or bouncing. And we'll begin to stretch side to side, so drop left shoulder down. Inhale through center, exhale, drop right shoulder down, and we'll do this one more time on each side, just coordinating breath with movement. So inhale through center, left shoulder drops down. And inhale through center. As you exhale, your right shoulder drops. Just really feeling this nice, yummy stretch, adding some rocking and swing. And then interlace fingers, press hands forward and then up. Allow the shoulders to soften. And then everything comes up. Fingers spread, toes face forward. Exhale, hands to a T position. Really feeling the length across your wingspan. And then bring hands to your waist. Big breath in, lifts the heart. As you exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Add any blocks to bring the mat to you, or even a chair in front of you. You can take your feet a little bit wider if that helps your stability. Bringing left hand to the center of the mat, sweep right arm up into this nice open spinal twist here. It's really finding length in the spine and the twisting from the center here. And slowly begin to move to the other side. Right hand drops down, left hand sweeps up. Coming back through center, let yourself roll back up to standing. Head comes up last, shake it out a little bit, and turn and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach arms up overhead, palms pressed together. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Letting the head go. Inhale, halfway, gaze up. And take your hands to the mat. Step up or walk into your plank pose. Begin to undulate your spine forward, coming into upward facing dog or low cobra. And on the exhalation, press back into downward facing dog. So just once again, adding a little movement, inhaling, expanding, exhaling, drawing everything back in. You can gaze up between your hands and slowly find your way down to a seated position. So you can cross to the ankles as you see in the video, or you can walk hands back toward your feet and settle down that way. When you get down onto your seat, add a little bounce to the knees. Inhale, reach arms up overhead. As you exhale, hands come down a little bit behind you. And then come into an upward facing tabletop position. We'll flow through this a couple more times. So bounce the knees. Inhale, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, hands turn away, coming a little bit behind you. Fingers face forward. You're really stacking shoulders over wrists here and knees over ankles here. One more time. So bounce through the knees. Inhale, reach arms up. As you exhale, hands press down, fingers face forward, and heart lifts, knees over ankles, shoulders over wrists, softening. And we'll slowly move into a low back release, so bend at the knees, feet plant on the floor, and hug yourself around your thighs, really creating a long spine. Just let your head fall between your legs. So your feet are about hip width apart here. Add any swing or rocking that helps you to open and really bring your breath into the whole expanse in the back of the body here. Let yourself roll up, letting knees fall out to a nice diamond shape. Bring your hands to the arches of the feet. You can work thumbs into the arches of the feet as you begin to sway your way forward into a nice position that tucks and rounds, releasing the low back here. Crown of the head approaches the soles of the feet, and continue to add any swing or rocking that helps your hips and your low back to open here. Draw knees together and slowly make your way into Navasana, adding a little core strengthening. So really let shoulder blades glide down the back, heart lifts. You can add a little snapping here if that helps you to feel your strength and take your mind off of the challenge. We'll move back into the low back release, taking feet a little further away from us this time and hands stretch out forward. So move to a place that's comfortable for you, melting over your own thighs. Pull back on the outer edges of the feet here, really feeling the engagement of the feet and the legs, and then slowly let yourself roll up. So I have 2 bolsters today, and you don't need bolsters to do the next postures, but it can be really nice to settle into some more restorative versions of the postures we'll move through. So we'll move into a pigeon posture from a downward facing dog. So pressing into downward facing dog, draw your left leg forward and walk your right foot back, coming into your pigeon pose. And so your hips are aligned here, and your back foot is right behind the knee. Top of the foot presses down, foot's not sickling out at all, so you can look behind you to make sure that's happening. And you can keep your heart lifted with your hands planted on the floor, or melt over a bolster, or melt over your own legs onto the floor. Add any additional movement that helps you to open here. So really make any adjustments you need to make to get a little more comfortable in this position. Bring your breath into the back of your heart, into your low back here. And if you have your head turned to one side, begin to change the direction that you're looking. See if you can just soften across the eyes and the mouth and the jaw, really letting go, sinking down into this posture, bringing your breath into the hips, into the back. Feeling safe here, feeling held with the support of your practice, the support of the earth. support of your breath, just helping you let go and release, let go and release. And slowly make your way back up. Rolling onto the left hip, swing the right leg all the way around, making your way into what I learned as a hero position, stacking knees on top of each other. So it can help to sit up on something here if your hips are feeling tight, or you can come off of the bolster. Hands can press down into the feet, or you can begin to hinge from the hips, melting over your top leg, really bringing your breath into the sensation you feel. And again, add any swaying or rocking or movement that helps you to open. One more deep breath here, and then slowly roll up. You're just going to pick up that right knee, moving into a spinal twist. So left arm hugs right leg toward you as you twist, looking toward or over the opposite shoulder. And again, add movement if it helps you to open, rocking head, breathing deeply, swaying side to side. Just finding sensation that feels really yummy to breathe into and breathing right there. Twist hands all the way around until you're standing, and come around, landing on the other side. So this is a little bit tricky. You can also just separate your legs and bring them around to the other side. So again, hold on to your legs, your shins, or melt over your thighs, moving to a point of sensation that's interesting to you here, and beginning to soften around the eyes and the mouth and the jaw. Letting your breath lengthen and finding sensation that's interesting and yummy and helps you to wake up right here, right now, to the present moment, to your body, to your practice. Slowly let yourself roll up, beginning the spinal twist. So right leg hugs left leg toward you as you twist, looking toward or over the opposite shoulder if it's comfortable for your neck. And add any swaying or rocking or movement that helps you to open, softening into your practice here. One more deep breath here, and then slowly unwind, releasing your legs out in front of you. And pressing up into a squatting position. Hands can come out in front of you, supporting you as you melt a little bit into this squat. And then make your way into a forward fold, softening the knees deeply, letting yourself hang over your thighs, just like we did in those seated positions. Low back release. This helps lengthen the spine and let the head go. Begin to lengthen and deepen your breath. And slowly step your way back into downward facing dog. We'll enter pigeon on the other side. So right leg sweeps through. Your right foot moves toward your left wrist. Right knee moves toward the right wrist. And the hips are in line here. Back foot right behind the back knee, and the foot doesn't sickle out at all. So let yourself melt forward with the support of a bolster or a pillow, or you can just melt forward over your leg. You can also stay with your hands underneath you, heart lifts. And bring your breath right into the sensation you feel. And if you're using the props that you see in the video, some pillows or some bolsters, really let yourself just melt into them, allowing them to help you to soften and release and let go of resistance in the body. Deepen and lengthen your breath. And if your head is turned to one side, you can slowly pick your head up and turn the opposite ear to the ground, looking over in the opposite direction. Take a deep, long inhalation and an even longer exhalation. Really softening and letting go. And then slowly begin to bring your attention back into your body as you release the posture, rolling up. Pressing your way back up, sinking onto the right hip this time and swinging left leg all the way around. Moving into some restorative postures. So we'll start with a couple of pillows placed in one pillowcase or a bolster behind you, and you can scoot your hips up to the bolster or the pillows and let yourself melt back over them. You also see in the video I have 2 blocks underneath my thighs supporting me here. You don't need blocks, you can put blankets under you. Just anything that helps you feel like you can let go and release down into your experience a little bit more fully, a little bit more deeply. You can also use blankets underneath your back here if you don't have bolsters or pillows aren't feeling quite right. Folded up blankets work here. Feeling the expansion across the upper chest. So really bring your breath into your heart center, feeling that deep expansion of the inhalation and the letting go and release of the exhalation. And notice where you're still holding on and see if you can let go of all tension in the body. Softening around the eyes and the mouth and the jaw. Softening the skin of the face. Releasing the hands. Really feel supported by your props here, supported by the earth. Knowing you're held in this opening. Allowing gravity to do all the work. And take a couple more really deep breaths here. You can draw your knees together, letting them fall toward each other in a constructive rest position, and then slowly make your way onto your right side. And let yourself roll all the way back up as we find your way into another restorative position. So we'll take a restorative bridge pose next. You can slide a block underneath you or a bolster or blankets underneath your hips. So find that sweet spot just above the tailbone where you feel really supported here, and let yourself melt down into your restorative bridge pose. You can also tie a strap around your legs so you can really let go of the effort in the legs to keep them lifted up. So the strap just helps keep the legs kind of held together so you don't have to use any effort there. And hands can come down by your side, or you can reach them up overhead. So you'll see a couple different shots in the video where you have all of these options. So wherever you are, really feel that expansion across the chest here. Find the deep inhalation and the even longer exhalation, and see where you can let go into the support of your prop, into the support of your mat. And when you're ready, make your way into an inversion practice. And so you can extend legs up, point and spread the toes here, and then soften down into this, knowing that this inversion is helping boost your circulation and energy for the rest of the day. Again, add any movement here that helps you to open, wiggling your toes, or if you like to move your legs around, just exploring this posture. Feel free to just continue to add your own practice. Bring yourself into this so fully. Stay with your breath and just let yourself be guided from your own inner calling here, honoring your body, honoring your practice, finding your flow. And then slowly make your way back down. Release any props underneath you. And allow your feet to remain planted on the mat. Bring right hand to your heart, left hand to your belly, and bring your breath right into your belly as you feel your heart beat. We'll move into a spinal twist. So cross right leg over left leg as though you're sitting at a desk here, and scoot your hips over to the right side of the mat, letting your knees fall to the opposite side. And you can take your gaze toward or over the opposite shoulder. And if this is feeling like too much for you, you can stack knees and create a bit of an easier spinal twist. You'll see both options in the video. And then coming through center, if your knees were stacked, you can cross the right knee over this time and draw legs in toward you. So we did the hero pose from a seated position. Now we're doing it from a reclined position. So you can hold on to your knees, or you can hold on to your ankles, or reach your hands all the way underneath the feet. So this is really nice sensation across the hips. It can be a little bit intense. You can add some swaying or rocking that helps you to open here. And then slowly release into supported happy baby position. So hands just come underneath the thighs, elbows relax on the ground. Before moving back into your constructive rest position, right hand to heart, left hand to belly. Big breath into the belly as you feel your heart beating. And then we'll begin to move to the other side. So left leg crosses over right. Hips scoot to the left side as you let legs fall to the right. And again, you have the option of stacking knees if that feels better for you today. Or taking any additional postures that your body is suggesting would help you to open and complete your practice. One more deep breath here, and then come through center. Left leg is crossed over right and knees draw in toward you. You can hold on to your knees here, or your shins, or your ankles, or reach around to the outer edges of your feet. And this really helps shoulder blades glide down the back to stay soft. Add any swaying or rocking that helps you to open and really breathe into the sensation you're feeling in your body. Allow the sensation to catch your own attention. Again, release, come back into your restorative happy baby position, just settling in there, releasing the low back. Draw your low back toward the ground here and see where you can soften, really letting elbows just rest down into the mat. And then release feet back down into your constructive rest position. And then take the time it takes to set yourself up for Savasana here. Let yourself get settled back down on the mat, feeling your breath, releasing your practice, allowing yourself to receive the benefits of your practice. And when you're ready, release hands down to your side. Take any additional movement you need to do to just feel settled onto your mat, to feel like you can release fully. And then just let go. Bring your attention into your right hand. Notice your right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the hand, wrist, right forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Travel down the right side of the waist. Right hip, right glute, right thigh, knee, right shin, right calf muscle, right ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, heel, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, whole right side of the body. Notice the left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, left forearm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder. Travel down the left side of the waist to the hip, the glute, left thigh, knee, shin, calf muscle, left ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, heel, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Whole left side of the body. Notice your whole body breathing, your whole body resting on the mat as you let go and soften into these last moments of your practice, watching your breath move in and out and receiving anything you need to receive from this practice before you move on to the rest of your day. Bring your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your belly. Breathe into your belly as you feel your heartbeat. I honor the place inside of you where the entire universe resides. It is a place of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your day.